Every great story begins with a spark, and the history of science and technology is no different. Humanity's journey into discovery started not in modern laboratories or with powerful machines, but with fire, stone tools, and the endless power of curiosity. Hello everyone, I'm Tatiana and welcome to Infinite Gist. And today we'll talk about the beginning of science and technology, from fire to AI. Thousands of years ago, our ancestors were already scientists in their own way. They studied the night sky, tracked the changing seasons, and observed the movement of animals. This was the very beginning of astronomy, agriculture, and early scientific thought. It was here that the foundations of science and technology were laid. The first technology wasn't digital, it was survival. Shaping stone into axes, knives, and spears gave humans the tools to hunt, build, and protect themselves. Every strike of stone against stone was a step forward in human innovation, a sign that problem solving and invention were hardwired into our species. Then came fire, the original scientific breakthrough. Fire was humanity's first great discovery. It provided warmth, cooked food, protected against predators, and extended life into the dark hours of the night. In many ways, fire was the first energy revolution, changing not just how humans survived, but how they thought about the world. But humans wanted more than survival. They wanted meaning. In the caves of Lhasa and Altamira, they painted animals, hunts, and visions of their world. And these cave paintings were more than art. They were humanity's first system of communication, the first attempt at storing knowledge, a form of prehistoric information technology. From stone tools to fire, from cave art to written language, every step was a milestone in the history of science and technology. Curiosity sparked fire, fire sparked culture, and culture would spark civilizations. This was only the beginning of humanity's journey in science, innovation, and technology. The history of science and technology is inseparable from the rise of civilizations. As humans settled in fertile valleys, they transformed survival into innovation. From Mesopotamia to Egypt, from the Indus Valley to China and Greece, the ancient world laid the foundations of knowledge. In Mesopotamia, the birthplace of writing and mathematics, science began with agriculture. The Sumerians invented irrigation to control the Tigris and Euphrates. They created the wheel, one of humanity's most transformative technologies. With cuneiform writing, they recorded laws, astronomy, and trade, ushering in a system of knowledge transfer that shaped the world. In Egypt, science served both life and death. Geometry allowed engineers to design the pyramids with astonishing precision. Ancient Egyptian medicine advanced surgery and healing practices. Priests studied the stars, creating calendars that guided farming along the Nile. Here, astronomy and agriculture worked hand in hand. Farther east, the Indus Valley civilization engineered advanced city planning. They built sophisticated drainage systems, standardized weights, and metal tools. Though their language remains undeciphered, their technology reveals a society far ahead of its time. In China, invention became culture. Papermaking, gunpowder, the compass, and silk weaving transformed not just China, but the entire world. Chinese medicine, astronomy, and mythology became pillars of ancient knowledge. Every breakthrough echoed across centuries. In Greece, science took a different path. Here, philosophy met observation. Aristotle studied biology. Plato questioned reality, and Archimedes built machines that combined theory with practice. Greece gave the world logic, mathematics, and the idea that knowledge should be tested, not just believed. From the wheel to pyramids, from paper to philosophy, ancient civilizations gave us the tools, method, and ideas that define early science and technology. But soon, a new era would protect this fragile knowledge and carry it forward. When Europe was in the Dark Age, knowledge found a home in the East. The Islamic Golden Age became the bridge between ancient wisdom and modern science. It was here in Baghdad, Damascus, and Cordoba that science flourished. In the great libraries of Baghdad, Greek, Indian, and Persian texts were translated into Arabic. Scholars preserved the works of Aristotle, Euclid, and Galen. Without this translation movement, much of ancient science would have been lost forever. Al-Khwarizmi gave the world algebra. Ibn al-Haytham studied optics, laying the foundations of modern physics. Avicenna's canon of medicine guided healing for centuries. Astronomers charted the heavens, inventing astrolabes that guided travelers across ocean and deserts. As this knowledge spread to Europe, it sparked curiosity that would later fuel the Renaissance. The Islamic Golden Age wasn't just preservation, it was innovation. It ensured the survival of science until the world was ready for revolution. From Baghdad's libraries to Europe's scholars, knowledge crossed borders and centuries. And then, in the heart of Europe, a new dawn began, the scientific revolution. The Renaissance reignited curiosity, but the scientific revolution transformed it into a method. No longer would truths come only from authority or scripture. Instead, it would come from observation, evidence, and proof. Copernicus dared to suggest that Earth revolved around the sun. Galileo, with his telescope, proved it. The universe was no longer centered on Earth. It was vast, mysterious, and governed by laws that could be discovered. Isaac Newton's laws of motion and gravity revealed a universe governed by mathematics. His work became the cornerstone of physics and engineering. The world was no longer a mystery of gods. It was a puzzle of laws waiting to be solved. At the heart of the revolution was the scientific method asking questions, forming hypotheses, testing experiments, and seeking evidence. This was science as we know it today, and it changed everything. The scientific revolution turned curiosity into structured knowledge. But now, humanity was ready to transform discovery into invention. The Industrial Revolution was science turned into power. Steam engines drove factories, transforming cities and industries. The telegraph connected continents. Electricity lit up the night. Science was no longer just discovery, it was technology, shaping lives at unprecedented speed. Coal and steam powered locomotives and factories. Machines replaced manual labor, giving rise to mass production. Innovation became unstoppable. Vaccines, anesthesia, and germ theory revolutionized medicine. For the first time, humans could fight disease with science. The telegraph carried messages across oceans in minutes. Trains shrank distances. Humanity entered the modern age of connectivity. The Industrial Revolution was the engine of progress. By the 20th century would unleash a scientific explosion unlike anything before. The 20th century redefined science and technology. Cars and airplanes reshaped travel. Einstein's theories rewrote physics. Nuclear power split the atom. Humanity walked on the moon. DNA revealed the code of life. Computers began as room-sized machines but quickly shrank into powerful tools. The space race carried humans beyond Earth, and satellites connected the globe. For the first time, humanity looked back at its planet from the stars. By the century's end, humanity stood on the edge of a new revolution, the digital age. The digital revolution connected the world. The internet, smartphones, robotics, and artificial intelligence transformed how humans live, work, and think. Science and technology merged into a single force, driving innovation at lightning speed. The internet became the new library of Alexandria, holding the sum of human knowledge at everyone's fingertips. AI, nanotechnology, and biotechnology blur the line between man and machine. Science was no longer about understanding the world, it was about redesigning it. The digital age is not the end of science and technology. It is the beginning of a new chapter, one still being written. From fire to artificial intelligence, from stone tools to quantum computing, the history of science and technology is the story of humanity itself. Each discovery, each invention is a reminder of what makes us human, our endless curiosity. The beginning of science and technology wasn't a signal moment in time. It's a living journey, one that continues today and tomorrow. And the question is, what will humanity discover next? Thanks for watching us and subscribe to our channel. I'm Tatiana and we'll see you next time.